Tonight, I want to talk about something that lies within each of us, waiting to be discovered, nurtured, and unleashed. It's that invisible force that drives us, shapes us, and helps us rise above challenges. It's self-confidence. So often, we look outside ourselves for validation, for reassurance that we are enough. We listen to the world around us, wondering if we fit in, if we measure up, if we are worthy of success. But what if I told you that the true source of confidence doesn't lie in what others think of us? It lies in what we believe about ourselves. Imagine for a moment what your life would look like if you truly embraced the belief that you are worthy, not because of what you do or how you look, but because of who you are at the core. Confidence is not a destination. It's not something you can buy, achieve, or borrow. It's an inner knowing, a steady flame that burns within you, reminding you that you are enough right now just as you are. Self-confidence is not something that can be given to you by others or found in external validation. It's an internal force that resides within you, and understanding this is the key to unlocking your true potential. In a world that constantly measures worth by external standards, looks, accomplishments, or popularity, it can be easy to forget that the most powerful validation comes from within. The truth is, self-confidence grows when we stop looking to others for approval and start trusting in ourselves. So often, we seek validation from external sources, whether it's from family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers. We want to hear, "You did a great job," or "You look amazing today," or even, "I believe in you." While hearing these words can feel good in the moment, they don't provide lasting security. What happens when those voices of praise aren't there? What happens when there's no one around to reassure us? The answer is that we begin to question our value and abilities, as though our self-worth is contingent on someone else's approval. If we're not careful, we can become stuck in a cycle of constantly needing others to affirm us, and this can chip away at our sense of self. True self-confidence comes from within. It's a deep internal belief that you are enough just as you are. It doesn't require you to be perfect, and it doesn't depend on what anyone else thinks of you. It's about understanding that you have inherent value, regardless of any accomplishments, accolades, or shortcomings. It's the recognition that your worth is not conditional. You are worthy simply because you exist. It's realizing that no matter what happens, no matter what anyone else says or does, your value cannot be taken away by outside circumstances. When you start to build this internal confidence, something powerful happens. You stop waiting for others to tell you you're good enough. Instead, you begin to tell yourself. You stop seeking approval from others and start validating yourself. You look in the mirror and see someone deserving of love, respect, and success, not because of what you do or how others perceive you, but because of who you are at the core. You begin to recognize that your opinions, your feelings, and your needs matter. This shift in perspective is crucial. It's so easy to get caught up in the external world's standards. Society tells us that to be confident, we need to look a certain way, achieve a particular status, or have certain possessions. But these external markers of success are fleeting. The way you look will change over time, the things you own may come and go, and your professional achievements are often just the beginning of a long journey with many ups and downs. What remains constant, what remains unshakable, is the belief you have in yourself. Building self-confidence from within requires being kind to yourself, even when things don't go as planned. It's about learning to be your own best friend, accepting your imperfections, forgiving yourself for mistakes, and showing up for yourself, even when it's hard. Instead of waiting for others to tell you what you're capable of, start telling yourself. Remind yourself every day that you are capable of great things, that you deserve love, that your dreams are valid, and that you can handle whatever comes your way. This type of confidence doesn't come overnight. It takes time and it takes practice, but it starts with one simple choice: to believe in your own worth. Instead of relying on the validation of others, you begin to trust yourself, your instincts, and your decisions. This trust is the foundation of true self-confidence. It's not just a fleeting feeling, it's a deep, unwavering belief in yourself that remains constant, no matter what external forces try to tell you. And that kind of self-confidence, the kind that comes from within, is the most powerful and enduring force you can possess. Self-confidence is not something that we're born with, nor is it a fixed trait that we either have or don't have. It's something that we can actively cultivate, nurture, and grow. Just like any other skill in life, confidence can be developed through consistent practice, intention, and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones. It's a journey, not a destination, and every step forward builds upon the last. The process of cultivating self-confidence begins with understanding that, like any muscle, It needs regular attention and exercise to grow stronger. Building self-confidence doesn't happen overnight. It requires time, patience, and persistence. Often we have to push against old beliefs, ingrained fears, and limiting thoughts that we've carried with us for years. This can feel daunting, but it's important to remember that confidence is not an all-or-no-thing quality. It's okay to take small steps. Each one brings you closer to your goal. You might not feel confident every moment, but the more you practice and choose to believe in yourself, the easier it becomes to tap into that confidence when you need it most. One of the first ways to cultivate self-confidence is by taking action. Confidence is a result of doing things, even when you don't feel ready or certain. When you challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone and try something new, you're building your confidence. Whether it's speaking up in a meeting, taking on a new project, or trying something you've always been afraid of, every small act of courage adds to your belief in yourself. These moments prove to you that you can handle whatever comes your way. It's not about being perfect or flawless. It's about showing up, taking action, and trusting that you'll learn and grow along the way. Another way to build confidence is by setting and achieving small goals. The act of setting a goal and accomplishing it, no matter how small, creates momentum and reinforces the belief that you are capable. Each success builds on the next, creating a cycle of growth and self-assurance. These accomplishments don't need to be monumental. It can be something as simple as completing a task that you've been avoiding or taking time to care for your mental and physical well-being. The key is to recognize and celebrate these wins, no matter how small they may seem. When you acknowledge your progress, you remind yourself that you are capable and that you have what it takes to continue growing. Over time, the practice of taking action and achieving small goals begins to shift your self-perception. You begin to see yourself as someone who is competent, resourceful, and resilient. The more you experience success, the more you begin to trust that you have the ability to handle whatever challenges come your way. And even when things don't go according to plan, you start to view setbacks as opportunities for growth rather than as signs of failure. This shift in mindset is essential for building lasting self-confidence. It's not about avoiding mistakes or always succeeding. It's about trusting yourself to learn and adapt through every experience. Part of cultivating self-confidence also involves taking care of yourself and prioritizing your well-being. When you show yourself respect, nurture your body, and care for your mental health, you send a powerful message to yourself. I am worth taking care of. Confidence grows when we honor our own needs and recognize our own worth. This includes setting boundaries, practicing self-compassion, and engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. The more you invest in yourself, the more you begin to believe in your own value. Another critical aspect of building confidence is self-reflection. Take time to assess your strengths, skills, and accomplishments. Reflecting on what you've achieved and how far you've come helps you recognize your progress and reinforce your belief in yourself. It's easy to get caught up in comparing ourselves to others or focusing on what we haven't done yet. But when you pause to acknowledge your growth, you begin to see that you are capable of more than you often give yourself credit for. Self-reflection helps you see the bigger picture, not just the areas where you might be struggling. The journey to cultivating self-confidence is not always linear, and there will be times when you face setbacks. But every step you take, every action you try, and every moment of self-reflection is a step closer to becoming the confident person you want to be. Confidence is not about perfection, it's about progress. By practicing self-empowerment and believing in your own potential, you can build a deep and lasting sense of confidence that comes from within. It's a lifelong process of growth, but with each new day, you have the opportunity to become a stronger, more confident version of yourself. The first step to building self-confidence is acknowledging your worth. Too often, we spend so much time questioning our abilities, focusing on our flaws, and comparing ourselves to others that we forget to recognize the inherent value we bring to the table. To truly foster confidence, we must begin with the simple but profound act of recognizing that we are worthy of success, love, and all the opportunities life has to offer, not because of anything we've done or achieved, but simply because we are human beings with unique talents, perspectives, and experiences. In a world that often places value on external markers of success, such as appearance, wealth, or status, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that our worth is tied to these factors. We see others around us who seem to have it all together, who achieve great things or receive validation from society, and we wonder why we don't feel the same sense of accomplishment or self-assurance. This comparison can be damaging, as it leads us to believe that our worth is conditional on what we accomplish or how we are perceived by others. But true self-confidence comes from the deep knowing that your worth is not contingent on anything outside of yourself. To recognize your worth, it's essential to begin by reflecting on who you are at your core. Understand that you are valuable because of your individuality, your personality, and your experiences. Your presence in this world, simply by being you, contributes to the rich tapestry of human life. You have perspectives, qualities, and talents that are unique to you. While these may not always align with society's traditional definitions of success or perfection, they are what make you irreplaceable. You have something special to offer, and that alone makes you worthy of respect and admiration. One powerful way to recognize your worth is by shifting your internal dialogue. Often we are our own harshest critics, focusing on our shortcomings, mistakes, or perceived failures. We tell ourselves that we aren't good enough or that we don't measure up to the standards of others. This negative self-talk becomes ingrained over time, and it takes a conscious effort to replace those thoughts with affirmations of our value. Instead of focusing on what you don't have or haven't done, start recognizing the things you already possess. Acknowledge the qualities that make you unique: your kindness, your ability to connect with others, your creativity, your resilience, and your courage. These are all aspects of who you are that contribute to your worth. It's also crucial to recognize that your worth is not defined by past mistakes or failures. Many of us carry the weight of past experiences that have made us feel less than or unworthy. We hold on to the things we didn't accomplish, the relationships that didn't work out, or the opportunities we missed. But these are just moments in time, and they do not define you. Your worth isn't tied to how you've stumbled. It's rooted in your capacity to learn, grow, and keep going. Recognizing your worth means accepting that you are a work in progress, and that every experience, good or bad, contributes to the person you are becoming. In addition to recognizing your inner qualities, acknowledging your worth involves celebrating your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Often we rush past our successes without giving ourselves credit, moving on to the next goal without pausing to appreciate how far we've come. This habit of downplaying our accomplishments can lead us to undervalue ourselves. Taking the time to celebrate your wins, whether it's completing a difficult task, learning a new skill, or overcoming a challenge, reinforces the belief that you are capable and deserving of all that life has to offer. These moments of celebration serve as reminders that you are constantly growing and evolving. Another important aspect of recognizing your worth is setting boundaries. When you acknowledge your value, you also recognize the importance of protecting your time, energy, and emotions. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect and self-love. It's about recognizing that your well-being matters and that you deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. By setting boundaries, you show yourself and others that you know your worth and will not tolerate anything less than what you deserve. Boundaries also create space for you to prioritize what truly matters in your life, whether it's your health, relationships, or personal growth. Ultimately, acknowledging your worth is a transformative act. It shifts the way you view yourself and your place in the world. When you recognize your value, you begin to make choices that align with your self-respect and inner confidence. You stop seeking validation from others and start trusting yourself to make decisions that reflect your true worth. This process is empowering as it allows you to step into your own power, free from the need for external approval. When you recognize your worth, you stop apologizing for who you are, and instead you show up as the person you are meant to be. And in doing so, you unlock the limitless potential that resides within you. Confidence is not about being perfect. It's about trusting yourself enough to show up, even when you don't have all the answers. Perfectionism often holds us back from taking action or even starting something new. We tend to believe that unless we are flawless, we are not worthy of success or respect. But the truth is, perfection doesn't exist. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has moments where they fall short, where things don't go according to plan, or when they feel vulnerable and uncertain. It's in these very moments of imperfection that true confidence is born. The foundation of confidence is not about presenting yourself as flawless or without fault. It's about having the courage to face the challenges ahead and to keep moving forward, even when you feel unprepared or unsure. It's about showing up for yourself when you're not perfect, accepting that mistakes are part of the journey, and embracing the learning process. And this shift in mindset is what allows you to trust yourself even when the outcome is uncertain. When you believe in your ability to learn and adapt, you stop fearing mistakes and start seeing them as valuable experiences that contribute to your growth. When you let go of the need for perfection, you allow yourself the freedom to take risks. You stop holding back because you fear failing or falling short. Confidence grows when you step outside your comfort zone and take action, even if it's not perfect. It's about giving yourself permission to be a beginner, to try new things, and to make mistakes without berating yourself for not getting everything right. The willingness to make mistakes is a form of self-trust. You trust yourself enough to know that even if things don't go as planned, you'll be okay, and you'll learn something valuable along the way. In fact, mistakes can be the greatest teachers. Every time you make a mistake, it's an opportunity to grow, to refine your skills, and to gain a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Perfectionism can blind us to these lessons because we become so fixated on avoiding failure. But if we embrace imperfection, we open ourselves up to the possibility of progress and learning. Every time you fall short, you can ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And how can I do better next time? Instead of letting failure diminish your confidence, let it strengthen it by using it as fuel for improvement. Another aspect of confidence is being able to laugh at yourself and not take things too seriously. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you start to develop a lighter, more playful attitude toward life. You realize that it's okay to stumble, to look silly, or to not have everything figured out. Confidence comes when you allow yourself to be human, to embrace your quirks, your flaws, and your mistakes with humor and grace. This approach creates a sense of freedom that allows you to move through life with more ease, knowing that no one expects you to be perfect and that your worth is not tied to flawless execution. Imperfection also allows room for authenticity. When you stop trying to meet unrealistic standards and focus on being yourself, you attract people who appreciate you for who you truly are. Confidence grows when you no longer feel the need to put on a mask or pretend to be someone you're not. You realize that being authentic, even in your imperfection, is more powerful than presenting an image of perfection. People are drawn to realness. Your true self is your greatest asset. It's through embracing imperfection that you connect more deeply with others because they can see your authenticity and feel that they too can be authentic with you. One of the most powerful aspects of embracing imperfection is how it allows you to build resilience. Life is unpredictable and things will not always go as planned. But when you trust in your ability to navigate challenges, even when you're not perfect, you build resilience. The ability to bounce back from setbacks and continue moving forward. Every time you face adversity, you gain more confidence in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. The more resilient you become, the more you realize that setbacks are not the end of the road, but just a part of the journey. Ultimately, confidence is not about being perfect. It's about embracing your imperfections and trusting yourself to move forward even when things are messy. Perfectionism is often a barrier that keeps us stuck in fear, self-doubt, and inaction. But when we let go of the need for everything to be flawless, we free ourselves to take bold steps, make mistakes, learn, and grow. Confidence is born not from perfection, but from the courage to face life as it is. Imperfect, unpredictable, and full of possibility. When we trust ourselves to navigate this imperfect world, we unlock the power to truly be ourselves and to succeed no matter what. Confidence begins with self-acceptance. At its core, self-acceptance is the practice of embracing who you are, your strengths, flaws, and everything in between. It is recognizing that you are worthy of love, respect, and success simply by being yourself, not by meeting any external standards or expectations. Without self-acceptance, it becomes difficult to build lasting confidence because it's hard to feel truly secure in yourself when you constantly judge, criticize, or try to change who you are. Confidence is rooted in the understanding that you are enough as you are right now without needing to be anything else. Self-acceptance isn't about being complacent or settling for where you are. It's not about ignoring areas for growth or pretending that everything about you is perfect. Instead, it's about acknowledging both the positive and negative aspects of yourself without judgment. Self-acceptance means looking at yourself honestly and saying, I see my imperfections, I see my challenges, but I accept myself fully, and I am still deserving of love, respect, and success. It is about understanding that you are a work in progress and that you don't have to be flawless to be worthy. It's about giving yourself permission to be human, with all your strengths and vulnerabilities. One of the key components of self-acceptance is embracing your flaws and imperfections. We live in a society that often celebrates perfection, creating an unrealistic standard that many people strive to meet. However, no one is perfect. Everyone has flaws, weaknesses, and areas where they don't measure up to their own or others' expectations. When you learn to accept these imperfections, you free yourself from the constant pressure to be perfect, which can be paralyzing. Accepting your flaws means you're no longer at war with yourself. Instead, you develop a sense of peace and contentment with who you are. You realize that your imperfections don't diminish your worth. In fact, they make you uniquely you. Self-acceptance also involves recognizing and honoring your unique strengths. Everyone has qualities that make them special, whether it's creativity, kindness, resilience, or a knack for problem solving. It's easy to overlook these strengths or take them for granted, but when you actively acknowledge them, you begin to cultivate a sense of confidence that stems from within. You stop seeking validation from others because you recognize that your worth is inherent in who you are. You don't need someone else to tell you that you're valuable. You already know it. Accepting your strengths allows you to step into your full potential and use those qualities to contribute to the world around you. The journey to self-acceptance also involves letting go of self-criticism. Many of us have an inner voice that constantly criticizes us, pointing out our mistakes, shortcomings, and perceived failures. This voice can be so loud that it drowns out any positive affirmations or recognition of our worth. Overcoming this self-criticism is a crucial step in building confidence. Self-acceptance means learning to silence that negative inner voice and replacing it with compassion and understanding. When you stop criticizing yourself, you create space for growth, improvement, and confidence to flourish. Instead of focusing on what you're doing wrong, you begin to focus on what you're doing right and what you've accomplished. This shift in mindset allows you to approach life with a sense of grace and patience, knowing that you don't have to be perfect to be valuable. Part of the process of self-acceptance is also letting go of the need for approval from others. When we constantly seek validation from people around us, we give away our power and put our self-worth in the hands of others. This can lead to a cycle of people-pleasing or trying to conform to someone else's expectations, which can ultimately leave us feeling disconnected from our true selves. Self-acceptance means realizing that your value isn't dependent on someone else's opinion of you. It's about finding confidence in yourself, regardless of what others think or say. When you no longer seek external approval, you start living authentically, making choices that align with your values, desires, and goals. Another essential aspect of self-acceptance is forgiving yourself for past mistakes. Many people carry around guilt, regret, and shame for things they've done or failed to do. These feelings can erode self-confidence and make it difficult to move forward. Self-acceptance involves letting go of this emotional baggage and recognizing that you are not defined by your past actions. Everyone makes mistakes, but they don't have to dictate who you are or what you're capable of. By forgiving yourself and choosing to move forward, you empower yourself to build a more confident and positive future. Ultimately, self-acceptance is a lifelong practice. It's something that requires regular attention, kindness, and patience. It's easy to get caught up in self-doubt or to fall back into old patterns of self-criticism. However, the more you practice self-acceptance, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you'll notice a shift in how you view yourself. Your self-talk becomes more loving, your actions become more authentic, and your confidence grows. When you accept yourself, you embrace your true worth. And from that place of acceptance, confidence is a choice, not something that simply happens to you. It's a mindset that you cultivate, a decision you make every day to trust in yourself and to believe in your abilities, regardless of circumstances. Unlike external factors such as the opinions of others or the outcomes of specific events, your confidence is in your control. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment or for everything to align just right. It's about choosing to show up for yourself, even when things aren't perfect, even when you don't feel ready, and even when the road ahead seems uncertain. When you understand that confidence is a choice, you empower yourself to take action, no matter how you're feeling in the moment. There are times when you'll doubt yourself or feel insecure. Those moments are natural and part of being human. However, confidence doesn't require the absence of doubt or fear. It's about making the choice to move forward anyway. When you decide to take action despite uncertainty, you teach yourself that you are capable, that you have the strength to navigate challenges, and that your value isn't dependent on external validation. By making the choice to act even when it's difficult, you reinforce your self-belief and prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Making the choice to be confident also means choosing to let go of self-limiting beliefs that hold you back. Every time you believe the negative thoughts that tell you you're not good enough or capable enough, you are choosing to give power to those beliefs. On the flip side, every time you challenge those thoughts and replace them with affirmations of your worth, you're making the conscious choice to trust yourself. This shift in mindset can be difficult, but it is entirely within your control. Instead of allowing doubt to dictate your actions, you take ownership of your thoughts and redirect them toward a place of empowerment. When you consistently make the choice to think positively about yourself, you begin to reshape your perception and increase your confidence. Another critical element of choosing confidence is embracing discomfort. Confidence doesn't come from staying in your comfort zone, where things feel safe and predictable. It's easy to feel secure when nothing is challenging you, but growth happens when you step outside those familiar boundaries and take on new challenges. When you decide to choose confidence, you decide to be brave enough to take risks, face fears, and step into situations that might feel overwhelming. Every time you choose to do something that stretches you, even if it's intimidating, you strengthen your self-confidence. You prove to yourself that you can handle discomfort and thrive even when things don't go exactly as planned. Choosing confidence also means accepting responsibility for your own happiness and success. It's easy to fall into the trap of waiting for someone else to validate you or for circumstances to change before you feel confident. But true self-confidence comes when you realize that you are the one who must take charge of your life and your choices. You don't need permission from anyone else to believe in yourself. It's your birthright to pursue your dreams and to stand tall in your own truth. By taking responsibility for your own journey, you stop waiting for things to change and start actively making decisions that align with your goals. This proactive approach builds confidence because it shows you that you have control over your own life. Another important aspect of choosing confidence is acknowledging that it's okay to not have all the answers. It's easy to feel insecure when we don't know exactly what to do or where we're headed. The fear of uncertainty can paralyze us, making us doubt ourselves even more. But confidence doesn't come from having everything figured out. It comes from trusting yourself to figure things out as you go. When you choose confidence, you decide that you don't need to have all the answers up front. Instead, you trust that no matter what, you can adapt, learn, and grow through whatever challenges arise. The willingness to embrace the unknown with faith in your ability to handle it builds a solid foundation of confidence that doesn't depend on certainty, but on your resilience. Finally, choosing confidence requires a level of self-compassion. It's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned or when you make mistakes. However, confidence thrives when we practice kindness toward ourselves, especially in difficult moments. When you make the choice to be gentle with yourself, to forgive yourself for missteps, and to recognize that you're doing the best you can, you give yourself the grace to keep going. Self-compassion allows you to bounce back from setbacks and continue on your path with renewed confidence, knowing that you are worthy of success and happiness regardless of occasional challenges. Choosing confidence is not a one-time decision, but a continuous practice. It's about making the active choice every day to trust yourself, take risks, and honor your own worth. It's not about being fearless or perfect. It's about deciding to show up for yourself, no matter what, and embracing the journey ahead with confidence in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. When you recognize that confidence is something you can choose, you unlock the power to shape your own future and live a life filled with self-assurance and possibility, and unconfidently pursue your goals, face challenges, and live a life that is aligned with who you truly are.